Well, in today's gospel, Luke is telling us that Jesus spent a whole night of prayer before he chose 12 of his disciples to become his apostles. You know, I am inclined to believe that Jesus got this strategy from Moses, as it is told in the book of Exodus. In modern principles of management, they would call this delegating power or delegating authority. You know, leaders cannot be effective if they monopolize authority. Good leaders know how to delegate responsibilities to fellow leaders who are reliable. Good leaders do not micromanage. They are not insecure. They do not mind delegating some roles to others who could do it well also. Or sometimes they might be able to do it even better. Well, good leaders breed good leaders. Ang mga mabuting pinuno ay nagtitrain ng mga mabuting pinuno. In the book of Exodus, chapter 18, verses 13 to 27, baka gusto ninyong i-review, parang assignment na lang ninyo for this evening. We are told that at the beginning of the journey of the Israelite people in the desert, Moses, was performing all the leadership roles by himself. Anong nangyari? Ayun, napagod siya, na-stress out siya to the point of becoming inefficient and ineffective. And nagkataon, they passed through Midian. If you remember, it was at Midian where Moses encountered the burning bush. It was at Midian where Moses got married to Zipporah at nagkaanak siya. At yung father-in-law niya ay si Jethro, who was a priest. So, habang nandun sila in Midian, apparently, the father-in-law was observing Moses. He noticed na mahaba yung pila. There were long lines of people who needed to consult Moses about everything, including managing petty disagreements and conflicts among the Israelite people. Kaya, at some point daw, Moses became so tired to the point of being indisposed. Naging bugnutin tuloy. And so Jethro gave Moses a wise advice. Sabi niya, listen, you will wear yourself out, both you and these people who are with you. The task is too heavy for you to carry alone. Now, listen to me. I will give you some advice, and may God be with you. Si Jethro ito, the father-in-law, talking to Moses. Sabi niya, look from among all your people, those who are God-fearing, trustworthy, honest, and capable, and delegate some of your responsibilities to them. You can attend to the more important matters, but you let them decide on the other issues of importance. Lighten your burden by letting them bear it with you. Huwag mong bit-biting mag-isa ang responsibilidad. Because if you do this, and God so commands you, sabi niya, you will be able to stand the strain. And all these people too will go home contented, sabi niya. Well, ang tawag ko dito ay JETHRO'S principle of wise leadership. Ganon din naman sa simbahan. In canon law, we would refer to this as delegating authority. delegating authority to vicars. Ako nga, madalas tinatanong ako, paano ko daw nagagampanan ang napakalaking responsibilidad ng isang obispo in such a huge diocese? I remember many years ago, I met with some bishops in Rome. Yung mga diocese nila, diliit lang. Merong obispo na yung diocese ay mga 50,000 Catholics lang. Sometimes 50 to 100,000. Malaki na daw yon. Sabi ko, that is only one parish in some dioceses here in the Philippines. Most of our bishops in the Philippines lead dioceses with anywhere between 500,000 to 2 million to 3 million members. How are we able to do it? Well, we follow JETHRO'S principle. And we have been following this principle since a long, long time ago already. We delegate leadership roles, whether in the pastoral aspects or the administrative aspects of the life of a diocese. What is done by the bishop is also done by the vicars and by the parish priests and the mission chaplains and the parish pastoral councils and the parish finance councils and the heads of commissions and ministries in the parishes. Sabi ko nga, a good leader breeds fellow leaders. Ako, bumibilib ako sa mga pari namin kapag nakakapag-form sila ng mahuhusay na lay leaders at hindi natitreaten sa mga good lay leaders who are very gifted. Kasi the opposite of that is clericalism. Para bang ako pare, ako hari, ako masusunod sa lahat. Bad attitude. Well, this is also the best way of assuring the sustainability of our institutions and preparing for leadership succession. Hindi naman kami indispensable. There will be a time when we will go. Either retire or die, No big deal. Leaders come and go. May papalit dyan. Because this is, the Church of Christ. He is the true leader. Kaya look, the church is still alive and thriving even after 2,000 years. And it will continue functioning long after we're all gone. This is also the reason kung bakit medyo mapili ho kami sa inoordinahan sa pagkapare. O mapili din doon sa pinagkakatiwalaan ng leadership roles in the Christian community. Delikado kasi yung mga may authority hang-ups. Yung tipong pag binigyan mo ng authority, magiging diktador or authoritarian. People with all sorts of issues that make them insecure about delegating leadership. Yung maraming mga personal issues, minsan, magiging bully yan. Bad leader. Monopolistic leaders tend to be authoritarians. Instead of breeding fellow leaders, they lord it over. And they make the wells of charisms dry up. Bad leaders are usually those who are full of themselves, who will feel easily threatened, who don't appreciate feedback and suggestions. Good leaders, they identify with a common vision and mission. They can set aside the ego, and they don't make themselves indispensable. But then, of course, human as we all are, we have to learn to deal with idiosyncrasies and imperfections on the part of the people we might be able to delegate leadership to. Kahit naman ang Panginoon, He did not totally succeed with all the 12. Remember, one of them went astray and betrayed Him. But no big deal. Pag may vacancy, you fill it up. And pretty soon, the church filled up the vacancy with Saint Matthias. Si Saint Matthias, siya ang nagpuno doon sa kakulangan sa 12. Naging 11 na lang sila. But they immediately elected somebody to fill up the vacancy. And how did they do it? Not through politics, but through prayer. This apostolic leadership has been handed down from generation to generation. Hindi siya perfect, no doubt. It has to continue renewing itself, responding to the signs of the times, becoming more inclusive, more adaptable, more capable of being relevant to society and to the world. Brothers and sisters, I ask you, please, to pray that the Holy Spirit will continue to keep breathing a new dynamism and wisdom on our leaders both in the church and in society. Nako, we're preparing to elect new leaders in this country. We need wisdom. We need good leaders who will not lord it over, but rather leaders who will breed other fellow leaders and who will guide the community to a common vision and mission.